Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all to the ScienceNest YouTube channel. Today, I am going to present you a very special video. There is a full paper explanation for the 2021 diagnostic test, which was held by Western Province Department of Education for the all-over students who are going to face the exam in this year, May. Let's move to the video and take a huge knowledge on the science. First question, what is the substance that can be considered as a carbohydrate? Amylase is type of enzyme and it is a protein. Amino acids is the structural unit of the protein. Keratin is type of protein that the hair is made up with. Glycogen is a polysaccharide, so it is a carbohydrate. Answer number 4. The common term for all the biochemical reactions, synthesis and breaking down reactions, together named as the metabolism. Select the answer with vector quantities. Here, distance is a scalar quantity. Vector quantities are the quantities that can have the magnitude and also the direction. So distance, we are not considering about the direction of that. So the distance is a scalar quantity. Here, displacement and velocity, in these two we are considering the magnitude and the direction. So displacement and velocity, two quantities are vector quantities. Answer number 2. In the third one, speed is a scalar quantity. In the fourth one also, speed is the scalar quantity. Acceleration and velocity are vector quantities. Answer number 2. Fourth question, the pair of vitamins which are soluble in water. Vitamin B and C. They are soluble in water. A, D, E, K. Vitamin A, D, E, K are not soluble in water, but they are soluble in fat. Fifth one, the diagram which shows a stem tubers. Here, all these four diagrams show us the underground stems. A is known as the rhizome, type of underground stem, rhizome. B and the A example, this example is ginger. This is potato and it is stem tuber. It is stem tuber. So answer is diagram B, answer number 2. This onion belongs to the bulb. This habarala belongs to the corn. This rhizome, stem tuber, bulb and corn. All these are underground stem types. Sixth one, what is the hormone that causes men to have secondary sexual characteristics? Answer number 1, testosterone. Adrenaline is secreted by adrenal glands. The adrenal gland situated on the surface of the kidneys, and this the function of this hormone is prepare the body to active in an emergency. Progesterone and estrogen are the hormones that are uh, responsible for the secondary sexual characteristics of the female. Seventh question, it is a plant that is adapted to spread by animals. Here the answer is answer number 3, tuttiri or love grass. They can attach to the animal body by their hooks. Rubber is dispersing by explosive mechanisms. Coconut by water. The feature of that to spread through the water is having porous or fibrous pericarps. This milkweed or vara is dispersing by wind. The feature that we can see from it is production of fruits and seeds in large number is the feature of that type of seed to disperse through the wind. Eighth one, the figure shows a smooth muscle tissue. How to identify it? Because there's no branches and spindle-shaped cells are there with one nucleus. Ninth question, the followings are the physical properties of a particular metal. The metal is soft enough to be cut with a knife. When you see it, you can identify what is this metal, that is sodium. And less than the density of water, that means they are floating on water, an electrical and thermal conductor. So the answer number 2. 10th one. Select the symbol of variable resistor. Answer number 3. The fourth one is normal resistor. Second one is a diode. And the first one, capacitor. 11th one, find the number of moles in 24 grams of carbon. Uh, molar mass is 12. It has given. Then how to find, N equal M divided by capital M. M divided by capital M. By using this equation, you can find the number of moles. So the N equal M has given as 24 grams divided by 12 grams per mole. 12 grams per mole. Here the answer is 2 moles. In the answer part, no answer is like that. So you have to write down the correct answer like this. 12th one, the planetary model of the atom was presented by Ernest Rutherford. Answer number 1, Ernest Rutherford. Next question. What is the tissue that deposited lignin? In here, answer number 1. In the cell wall of the sclerenchyma tissue, lignin has deposited and thus dead cells can be seen. In the collenchyma tissue, the corners have thickened more by cellulose. Palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma, the cell wall has made up with cellulose. 14. Find the number of electrons in P3115 element. They ask about the number of electrons. You can take it by the atomic number in the bottom part. 15 is the atomic number here. It is equal to the number of protons and also for the number of electrons. So answer number 1. 15. A method used to increase friction. To increase the friction, we can cut the grooves in tires. All these other methods are the methods of decreasing the friction. Grease coating of surface so it can slide easily by reducing the friction. Applying bearings between surfaces, surface smoothing. All these methods are decreasing the friction. Let's see what are the answers for the part 2. Part 2, structured essay. There are 2 questions. Name the factors essential for the photosynthesis process. The answers: chlorophyll, water, light energy, and carbon dioxide. Name the byproduct of photosynthesis. It is oxygen. Write the word equation for the photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water. It can form glucose and oxygen. Here you should write down the light energy. These are essential. And also write down chlorophyll. The essential things that need for the photosynthesis process. Next question. Write 3 global significance of photosynthesis. Significance means importance. Global importance of photosynthesis. Global importance of photosynthesis to maintain carbon cycle. To maintain carbon cycle. provide food for all living beings, all heterotrophic organisms. We will write down like this: heterotrophic organisms provide food for all heterotrophic organisms and help to maintain oxygen and carbon dioxide level. Oxygen and carbon dioxide level. These are the answers. Now we will see answer for the second part of this one. The diagram below shows a device designed to test for starch production in plant leaves. The plant leaves are boiled in water and in alcohol filled boiling tube and boiled in water bath. So what color does the alcohol turn out to be? When we are heating the alcohol, the plant leaf inside the alcohol, you can see the alcohol turns into the green color. The reason is the chlorophyll in the plant leaf are dissolving in the alcohol. And another special thing is here, the reason for heating the alcohol containing test tube in a water bath. We are not directly uh, keep take we are not directly heat the alcohol containing test tube by using the flame, because the alcohol is highly inflammable. That is why we are heating it in a water bath. Next question, B part. What is the color change that occurs when put 2 drops of iodine solution on the leaf which is boiled in alcohol solution? The color change is iodine's yellow color turns into purplish blue color. You have to write down it as a change. C part, through which tissue is the main product of photosynthesis transported to the storage sites? Through the phloem tissue. The food is transporting through the phloem tissue. As what kind of food? The product of photosynthesis is translocated throughout the plant body. The kind of food is sucrose. As sucrose, they are translocating. The light energy is converted into another form of energy in the process of photosynthesis, name it. Light energy is converting into chemical energy. F part, green plants produce the food they need on their own. Name the nutrition mode of it. We call it as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. Second question, what is meant by electronegativity? I'll write down the definition for the electronegativity. The ability of an atom of an element to attract the electrons of a bond towards itself when it is bonded to an atom of another element. This is the definition for electronegativity. Name the scale used to explain the electronegativity of an element. That name of that scale is Pauling scale. What is the element which is having the highest electronegativity according to that scale? Fluorine is the answer. Which element group is not given an electronegativity value on that scale? The group 8 is the answer. Group 8. The reason for that is group 8 elements are not forming any bond with the others. The bond forming ability is very low because their outermost energy shell has completely filled and they are stable. So they no need to make bonds with the others. So we are not considering the electronegativity values of them. Does the electrical negativity decreases or increases as you go from left to right along the period? Answer is increases. It is increasing. Next, find the relative molecular mass of CH3COOH. The relative atomic masses has given. So we will take the answer. There are 2 carbons. So 12 into 2. 12 into 2 plus 16 into 2 because 2 oxygens are there. You should put brackets like this, and there are 3 hydrogens. So 3 into 1. 3 into 1. Answer is 60 grams per mole. 60 grams per mole. You should write down the unit also. 60 grams per mole. Second one, find the molar mass of carbon dioxide. Again, like in the previous one, 1 carbon is here, so 12 plus 2 oxygens are there, so 16 into 2. The answer is 44 grams per mole. The molar mass of water is 18 grams per mole. How many moles contain 36 grams of water? They ask about the number of moles. So N equal M divided by capital M. M divided by capital M. Answer is M here 36 grams divided with 18 grams per mole. 18 grams per mole. Here the answer is answer number 2. Answer is 2 moles. Question number 4. The formula of the nitrate that makes up the element A is ANO3 twice. So what is the formula of the oxide of A? Formula of the oxide of A. Here A combined with nitrate, we know the valency of the nitrate ion is 1. So when sharing the two valencies of the 2 parts of this compound, this nitrate's valency 1 goes to the A and the A's valency goes to the nitrate. Here the A's valency is 2. Then when writing the oxide of A, we should write down it as AO because when they are sharing, no need to share the valencies because A's valency is also 2, oxygen's valency is also 2. So this is how AO, A's oxide should be write down. C, question number 1. Write one difference between an ionic compound and covalent compound. Okay, write down. Ionic compounds. Ionic compounds have high melting points. High melting points and boiling point. Ionic compounds have high melting points and boiling points. Covalent compounds have low melting points and boiling point. Okay. Next question, draw a dot cross diagram for a water molecule. Dot cross diagram for a water molecule. Here I'll draw that oxygen and two hydrogen atoms are joined together. Here in between the hydrogen and the oxygen, two electrons are sharing. This dots show you the electrons of the hydrogen and the crosses show you the electrons of the oxygen. Now the oxygen has, in the valence shell of the oxygen, there are 6 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how we should draw the dot cross diagram. Oxygen's electrons have denoted by crosses and hydrogen's electrons have denoted by dots. Next question, given below is the second period of the periodic table. What is the metalloid in this period? The answer is boron. The other metalloid we should know is silicon. Name a metal from this period. Lithium is a metal. Find a noble gas from the given element. Neon is a noble gas. It is not reacting with any other elements. Now the essay type questions. The bodies of living things are made up of many different chemical compounds. These compounds are formed by combining different elements in different ways. What are the 4 basic biomolecules of living matter? The carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. These are the 4 main types of biomolecules. What are the elements that are always present in proteins? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Sulfur is present in sometimes. Which organic compound is the enzyme made of? Proteins. What is the protein detection test? What is the protein detection test? It is biorate test. What are the 2 main types of nucleic acids? DNA and RNA. B part, given below, diagrams show how 3 light rays reflected when it comes from water to air. Water is the dense medium here, air is the rare medium here. So always when light rays are entering from dense medium to rare medium, it is deflecting away from the normal. It is deflecting away from the normal. What is the name used to identify the angle C in Q? In angle C, you can see the refracted ray is going along the surface, So this C angle should be critical angle. Name the phenomena which occurs at R. In R, the light ray is going into the same medium again. This is total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. Mention an instance to apply the phenomenon of R in medical field. In medical field, we are applying this in endoscope. Right? The 2 laws of refraction, they ask about the refraction laws. First law, the incident ray. The refracted ray. And the normal to the and the normal to the surface drawn at the point of incidence lie on the same plane. This is one refraction law. The next one, write down, when light refracts from one medium to another medium, the ratio of the sine of the incidence angle to the sine of the refracted angle is a constant that depends only on the two media. This constant is called the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Name the type of curved mirror which is placed as P in the given ray diagram. This curved mirror should be a convex mirror. Then you can take the ray diagram like this. C part, if the time taken by ultrasound waves transmitted by a ship to reach the detector again after reflection from the seabed or bottom is 3 seconds, find the distance between the ship and the bottom of the sea. Assume that speed of sound in the sea water is 1500. Then the way of finding this is the distance equal velocity multiply with time. This is the way of finding the distance. Total distance of the pathway of the light ray. Then the velocity is 1500 ms minus 1. Multiply it with the time. It is 3 seconds. Then you have to divide this to take the depth of the ocean. Depth of the ocean equal 1500 into 3 divide with 2. Then you can take the answer for the depth of the ocean. Answer is 2250 meters. Next one, mention the type of instrument given below. Sitar, violin, guitar all have strings to vibrate. So these are string instruments. What is the characteristic of sound that depends on the frequency? It is pitch. And the loudness depends on the amplitude. Write down a benefit of ultraviolet and infrared respectively. Ultraviolet benefit, I'll write down here. To kill germs. Infrared to send signals to television sets from remote control. C part is over. Now the second question. Name the device used to extract iron from iron ore. The name is blast furnace. Give the main constituent of iron ore, that is hematite, Fe2O3. Fe2O3 hematite. Write the relevant catalyst in given industries. Production of ammonia by using Haber method. The name of the catalyst is porous iron. Next, in the production of margarine by hydrogenation of unsaturated fats, the catalyst is nickel. Write the balanced chemical equation for the reaction of potassium permanganate on the production of oxygen. The answer to KMNO4, KMNO4, potassium permanganate. When heating it, K2MnO4 K2MnO4 plus MnO2 and O2 is producing. O2 is producing. Here, you have to put this symbol that we should denote the heating. By this symbol, triangle, it denotes the heating. The following flowchart given the extraction of salt from seawater, shallow large tanks, medium tanks, small tanks. From the shallow large tank, we can precipitate calcium carbonate, and from the medium tank, we can precipitate the calcium sulfate, and from the final tank, we can take the salt. From the final tank, we can take the salt. Then mention two factors to consider when setting up a salt turn. So write down the answer. A flat land situated closer to coastal area. A flat land situated closer to coastal area. Next one. An area with minimum rainfall. An area with minimum rainfall. Second question, give one method of separation technique that can be used to extract, use in salt extraction. We can take evaporation. And another one is crystallization. Crystallization. How many times should it be concentrated than the initial concentration for B to precipitate? The answer, 4 times. To precipitate the other part in the precipitate the salt, the concentration should be 10 times. The concentration should be 10 times. Next one, name the concentrated solution that remains after the salt has precipitated. Answer is mother liquor. Mother liquor or bittern. B part. The graph shows the motion of an object that has started moving from rest. The mass of the object is 20 kilogram. The path traveled was straight linear, and the nature of its surface was uniform. And you can see in the first 10 seconds, the velocity has increased uniformly. That means uniform acceleration in this area. And in this straight line, it denotes you that the object is traveling with uniform velocity. The velocity is 20 ms minus 1. Find the acceleration obtained by the object according to the graph shown. To take the acceleration, you have to take the gradient of this part of the graph. Gradient of this part of the graph. To take that, you have to divide the 20 with 10. Divide the 20 with 10, then you can take the gradient and it is equal to the acceleration. Answer is 2 ms minus 2. 2 ms minus 2. Next one, what is the unbalanced force that must be applied to the object to achieve the above acceleration? To find the unbalanced force, you should use F equal ma. F is the force, m is the mass, a is the acceleration. Then we will find the F. The mass has given as 20 kilograms. Subtract it with the acceleration we have find, it is ms to ms minus 2. Then the answer is 40 Newton. Next question. How far the object moves with that unbalanced force? They ask about the distance that travel with that unbalanced force. To find that, you have to take the area under this triangle. Area under the triangle, half into 10 into 20. Then you can take the distance as 100 meters. This is how we will take the area of a triangle. Why it is necessary to wear seat belts when traveling in cars? It's a general knowledge question. When applying the brake, the person will damage by hitting anywhere. That is why the person should wear the seat belts when traveling in cars. Next one, write the Newton's first law. Until an unbalanced force is applied on it, bodies at rest remain stationary and bodies in motion continue to move at uniform velocity. That is the first law. Likewise, you should remember the Newton's second law and Newton's third law. If an object with a mass of 2000 kilograms travels with a speed of 10 ms minus 1, what is its momentum? The way of finding the momentum is you should multiply the mass with the velocity. Momentum equal mass into velocity. So 2000 kilograms should multiply with 10 ms minus 1. 10 ms minus 1. So the answer is 20,000. 20,000 kilograms per ms minus 1. Next one. What is the resistance of the R resistor in the following circuit? To find the resistance, you should use the V equal IR. Here the V is the voltage, I is the current, and R is the resistance. They ask us about the resistance, so you have to isolate the R in one side. So R equal V divided by I. Here voltage has given us as 3 volts, 3 volts, and it divides by 0.5 amperes. So the R equal 6 ohm. 6 ohm. Ohm is the unit of measuring the resistance. Okay, that's all about the paper discussion. I think you have got a better idea about this paper.